Salvation's Edge's 4th encounter challenge for the dreaded Verity puzzle encounter is now available. The goal of the Verity Geometry challenge is quite simple. You can't repeat the same 3D shape keys to leave the Shadow Realm in back-to-back phases. The complexity of this challenge, aside from time and combat, comes from two vital concepts that haven't been well explained. What are valid keys to leave the Shadow Realm, and what it takes to accomplish the Shadows Removed mechanic. I'll first discuss these two factors, but if you just want the solution and strategy for the challenge, skip ahead to the listed timestamp. Those familiar with the Verity encounter, you know that if you're one of the inside Shadow Realm players, you must make a 3D shape, a key, that matches the 3D shape your outside statue will become after the player has finished the dissection mechanic, aka your lock. Most people know of the three good possibilities: cone, prism, and cylinder. However, cube, pyramid, and sphere are also valid keys, as the challenge tasks you to use them, which you can see in me passing through the glass wall while I have cuboid, so double squares, and my fellow guardians coming out while the outside statues were holding sphere, cube, and pyramid. It's just the majority of players didn't come to this realization due to their assumption of the Shadows Removed mechanic and the extra work involved. To be able to successfully exit the Shadow Realm, you've been told you must do 4 things. 1. Not use any of your starting shapes in your key, meaning you must give the starting shapes on your wall away. 2. You cannot use the shape your statue is holding as part of your key, meaning if you're the triangle statue, triangle cannot be a base component of your 3D shape. 3. Your 3D key must match your outside lock, the 3D shape on your statue. And 4. All inside players must have completed the previous requirements along with the outside dissected statues matching their 3D key. Most people were taught or assumed that the shadow cleansing mechanic occurred in step 1, giving away your shapes. However, if we take the example of all 3 inside players starting with double shapes on their wall, and take the new knowledge that you can make a key out of pure 3D shapes, sphere, cube, and pyramid, then passing both your shapes to the statue on the right should work. You don't have your starting shapes, and you have a valid key. But it doesn't work. What this step is missing, which is found in all working methods of getting out, is receiving the 2 shapes that your statue isn't holding. If you've been attempting this challenge and making keys this way, this is why you are failing. You haven't satisfied the shadow removal part. You can see this in action by looking at the statues inside the Shadow Realm. When you're given a shape from another player, that shape shadow will disappear from the statue that is holding it. Seen here, I still have a triangle shadow on my left statue. Once I receive the triangle from another player, that shadow is now gone and that statue is cleansed. This needs to happen for all players. Now for the challenge strategy, we have to alternate which set of 3D shapes we are using each round of the encounter. Complex keys like cone, prism, and cylinder, and pure keys like sphere, cube, and pyramid. That means we can go complex, complex, or pure, complex, pure. For the least amount of work, you should do the first option, which makes it so only the second round of the encounter plays differently. Rounds 1 and 3 play like nothing has changed. For that second round only, we need to make those pure shape keys, which boils down to adding 1 extra step to the common shape passing strategies for the inside team. So for the common simple LFG strat, that's first giving away the shapes to the statues that match it, so giving all the triangles to the triangle statue, circle to circle, etc., and then giving 1 of each of your shapes to each of the other statues. So if you are a triangle, you will give 1 of your triangles to circle, 1 to square. For the quick strat, that would be you solving the complex keys right away, which requires communication and knowing what shapes are on all 3 players' inside walls. If you have no doubles, 1 double, or all doubles. If you're not familiar with this strat, which is okay as it isn't the required strategy, follow the link down below for a great guide. Regardless of which method you use, both work, just the quick strat saves you 1 round of distributing. With both methods, you now have your complex key that you would normally use to get out. This is where we add the same extra step to both methods. But before we do that, we need to assign which 3D key to which statue. Since the triangle statue can't have pyramid as their key, we need to assign it either cube or sphere. To easily do this, just shift your inside statue callouts by 1 spot to the left or the right. So CTS would be SSCCTT or TTSSCC as the shapes they need to escape. So going back to where we left off from the passing around shapes, each player will now pick up one of the shapes that doesn't correspond to their new pure key and pass it to the statue that needs it. As an example, circle, triangle, square is the statue order, and we ultimately want double squares on the left statue, double circles mid, and double triangles right. So if you were the left circle statue, you would pass your triangle to the right side square statue because you need to keep the square as part of your new key, and the square player needs the triangle as part of theirs. Then, when everyone has their new key and outside dissection is done, you are free to leave. The troubles you'll have with this part of the challenge comes down to time and miscommunication. Since you are adding an additional step to either normal strategies, that means you'll have to move quickly. For those using the common LFG strat, you might run into some issues, especially so if the inside players are slow at passing out shapes due to the combat challenge or familiarity with the mechanics. However, I still recommend that strategy as you are following the same order of operations every time, and you don't need to know what shapes other players have on their back wall. But as a team, decide what method you are using. To cut down on miscommunication, I highly recommend writing down the statue order and the ultimate solution. Those on PC or with a keyboard, that can be done in in-game chat. Otherwise, good old pen and paper will do nicely. This is all so you don't misremember what is needed in a high-stakes encounter. For the outside player who is dissecting, you now need to make these pure 3D shapes as well. Like the inside team, it'll take some extra steps to do so, and if you get the dreaded all pure shapes to start, well, that's even more work for you. To get some practice at it without having to worry about dying, try out the several Verity simulators. This one on GitHub, linked in the description, is simple and excellent. It has you kill the knights and ogres, the shapes drop in their assigned locations, and it doesn't require any login. Besides the mechanics, combat and survivability are paramount. Staying alive helps the encounter go more quickly and smoothly, as you won't have people suddenly taking over jobs partway through the process. And right now, you can guarantee 2 specific people to be in the Shadow Realm by them being the only 2 people at the far side of the room when the encounter starts. Unknown if this is a bug or an intended feature, so I guess use it while you can. Additionally, you will get swarmed with enemies that can also suppress you, so add clear weapons like machine guns and survivability tools like healing grenades, devour, invis, or friendly constructs will do wonders. And don't forget about the unstoppable champions. On Master difficulty, things get even harder since you will always be at least 20 levels under. For the changes, Knights will have arc shields, and the ogres inside the Shadow Realm will now be unstoppable ogres. So make sure everyone has means of unstoppable stun. Ideally those that are more on demand. So that's unstoppable sidearm in the artifact, suspend, freeze, or blind subclass effects, or weapons like conditional finality or bastion. With that, good luck completing the challenge for that triumph and extra loot. I'll have my team's clear linked in the description if you want to see the chaos in action. As always, I am your Commander Pika. Be kind, have fun, and I'll see you on the battlefield.